Hey, how you guys doing? So we have had the 7th episode for Season 2 for Love Live Superstar. And of course, that episode is focusing on Ren primarily and her addiction to gaming. But we also saw some moments with Mei. So of course the question is, what happens to Ren's ranking? So without further ado, let's jump into the rankings. 9th place goes to Natsumi, 8th place goes to Kuku, 7th place goes to Kinako, 6th place goes to Chisato, 5th goes to Sumire, 4th goes to Shiki, 3rd goes to Mei, 2nd goes to Kanon, and 1st place goes to Ren. So if you've been keeping track with all the previous rankings, Kanon actually has not won this episode, so that actually breaks the streak that she has. So of course, let's start with the 1st place, and that was Ren. And of course, this episode was focusing on Ren and her gaming habits and how she kind of succumbed to the addiction that she had. And you know, some of us might find that relatable. I definitely do enjoy playing my video games, and there are times when I can relate to her situation. I personally already liked Ren a lot, so this really didn't affect my ranking, but clearly for a lot of other people, they've actually given her the most amount of first place votes, actually tied with Kanon. She also got the most first place votes as well. But overall, we see an extreme improvement because she was towards the back in the last episode, but we'll discuss that more a little later. But that means Kanon falls to 2nd. We already know she traditionally does well. This is nothing new for the episodes, but I know some people weren't exactly the most ecstatic about Kanon always being a solution to everything, but people still like her. You know, you can clearly see that trend. Mei did have a decent, important role in this, and she got the most votes for 2nd place because she was there with Ren, and she's kind of one who really encouraged Ren to, you know, admit that she has a problem, which of course then leads to eventually the solution. 4th place is Shiki. Of course, she had a bit of a moment with Mei. That's the big thing that happened in that last episode. And then we got Sumire, Chisato, Kinako, Kuku, and Natsumi, which this has kind of been how it is. Natsumi, of course, getting absolutely destroyed. So let's take a look at the trend. So this is the averages for each episode. So we can see Kanon was 1st place, all yellows until this episode, and she was not that far behind Ren, so it was pretty close. She could have gone 1st for every episode, but her streak, her reign of terror is over, I guess, whatever you want to call it. Even though, you know, yeah, that she still got a pretty good average here with 3.6, which is even better than her last episode where she got 1st place. So people clearly still like Kanon, and that's going to be probably true for quite some time. The most notable shifts, of course, was Ren. If you see in Dark Red, she was actually legitimately last place, and suddenly she jumped to 1st place. You don't really see that trend a lot. Well, Natsumi was kind of the only one who could do that, and you know, she did improve a little bit, but she's back to normal in terms of rankings because the last episode kind of focused on her, and now, yeah, back to the above 7 averages, which is really not good, especially when 9 is worst case scenario. But we got to see a very drastic improvement in Ren, improving her average by 3. But the really big question is this going to stay, or is this just a one-off? Because people tend to like to give 1st place to the girl that episode focuses on. But I hope this gives a little bit more diversity to Ren, which I know some people feel like she needs that. I don't know if this is going to convince people to continue to like her, but I'm at least glad that Ren's got some moments in her, because I think she gets neglected a lot. But beyond that, we have Mei, who seems to be settling in the 3rd place, but we don't know for sure. But of course, we will have to see as this changes in the future. And of course, thank you to all the people who participated. Here are the demographics of all the voters who vote in this poll. And of course, thank you to all the people who participated in this poll. As you see their names fly across the screen, these are all the people who wish to be credited for their participation in the poll. Thank you so much to all these people. If you want your name to come on the screen, of course, you have to participate in the next poll, when that's going to be not next week, but the week after that for the next episode. And of course, thank you to YouTube members like Coolmax for supporting this channel. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it a lot. And here are some of the comments that people have posted on this poll. So of course, now the question is, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about that episode? I definitely enjoyed it a lot, and I was glad to be able to see Ren get a lot more love, because that's something that I kind of been trying to push for, because I feel like she is kind of just been auto last for a little bit, and I think a lot of people are not seeing a lot of her charms. So I feel like a lot of people should give her a little bit more of a chance in terms of rankings. And we'll have to see if that stays. It's nice that she definitely won an episode, but it's more about the long-term love that people give for her. Kanon doesn't really need anything more, but she's kind of the main character, so of course she will. So I guess next up, we probably need Cuckoo, who needs a little bit more help. She's definitely fallen off a lot, especially because people still don't really care for a relationship with Sumire. But past that, I mean, Natsumi just needs to... I don't know. It's just kind of her whole character is just not appreciated by a lot of people in general. So I don't know how much more moments you can give her to help her. But I mean, she is the one who's clearly struggling most in terms of these rankings. But I'm glad to see at least people appreciate Mei, and Kinako has fallen off. People really appreciated it and liked her in the beginning, but now she's kind of more moving to that background character. Kind of like almost like what Hanamaru kind of feels like. She almost seems to be feeling that kind of character, or like a Hanamaru plus Emma mix kind of deal, which a lot of people are not exactly the most crazy about these girls. But I still want to see a little bit more of Shiki and her science kind of gimmicks that she does, because I think that's part of the fun of her character. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and hope to catch you guys in another video soon.